Okay, so this might surprise a couple people, but this is actually one of my favourite episodes of the series so far. Like, this was the most enjoyable duel I've watched because it was so different from all the other duels we've seen before. So the kind of theme of this episode is hope versus power. Jack represents the hope of the city, hope in dueling, his very soul, he has hope in his dragon, where Sergey is all about power. He's trying to pour as much power into being the perfect kind of machine so that he can win with this absolute power and dominate and oppress people. So if you've watched the last episode, you know that Sergey wants to get all the action cards because he's got a field spell that every time he gets an action card, he deals 300 damage to his opponent and reduces Jack Atlas's Crimson Dragon by 300 points. Now, Sergey is absolutely obliterating Jack in this respect for a while. He's getting right in front of him, he's breaking all the floor, throwing it all backwards, chucking it at Jack, and he's grabbing the action cards, doing all this damage. Jack even attempts to get in front of him at one point by trying to jump around him, but Sergey kind of like analyses where he's going to land, just slaps him straight out the way. It's funny because Sergey's really annoyed at Jack because he's got no like emotion on his face every time he's doing 300 damage. He's like, at least change your expression when you're losing. It's so boring. Now you guys will have to tell me this. Have we ever had a duel in the rain before? Because I can't actually think if that has ever happened. So I think this is the first time I've seen rain, or at least it's the last one I can remember. And I think it's absolutely epic. It's really poetic. I love it, like the rain battle with a draw in. So Sergey managed to synchro fusion some again. He summons 2 new monsters. One of them has the ability that Jack has to choose whether to destroy his Crimson Dragon, which is very weak at the moment. And if he destroys it, then he'll be able to end the battle phase. What he doesn't know is that Sergey's other monster will actually win him the duel if he chooses to destroy this. His other option is to keep Crimson Dragon alive, but it'll mean that his opponent gains life points. It makes sense for him to destroy his own monster, but obviously Jack's not going to do this. All the people in the audience as well, who, believe it or not, have actually stopped rioting because of this duel. They're seeing Jack's way of dueling and everyone's just stopped. But he keeps his monster alive, saying that I would not destroy my soul because that is what Crimson Dragon is. He is my soul. I'm not going to destroy it. So he keeps his monster alive and gets attacked, but he manages to save himself through some trap cards that he had on the field. And this kind of makes Sergey malfunction a little bit. And I love the way that Jack's absolutely ripping into Sergey. He's saying things like, Sergey's saying he's perfect, and Jack goes, no, you're not perfect, you're a joke. He calls him a clown and says, nothing in this world is perfect, but if there was anything perfect, then it's probably going to be me, so it was quite funny. He has a little speech as well saying how even if there's a little glimmer of hope, he's willing to take that chance, and that is his way of dueling kind of thing. And he sees like this line where he can go, and he manages to dart and does this epic pass in front of Sergey. He manages to pick up an action card, and this switches the dueling so that the field spell doesn't work anymore. And Jack is about to grab the next action card, which would obviously start dealing damage to his opponent, but he just leaves it. And Sergey doesn't understand why he's done this, but the reason it is because he wants a real duel. And Sergey kind of malfunctions for a second, but he kind of goes along with it. He wants a duel because seeing Jack do this, he believes in what he believes in. He wants a beautiful duel. Yuzu tells Roger that his vision of the future based on oppression and power is absolutely shit, and basically what a real future should be is a world where smiles kind of happen, where people are connected through smiles. That is a way of their soul reaching other people, which obviously not everyone can smile, but it's a nice thought. Sergey managed to fuse his Synchro monster and his Fusion monster together to create this ultimate monster with 3000 attack that if it attacks Synchro monster, it reduces its attack down to 0, which it was really cool. It looked really awesome. It looked like kind of the Earthbound equivalent to the Red Dragon Archfiend. It looks sick. Obviously, Jack is getting some very lucky draws to keep himself in this duel, which all seem to keep his monster alive, which, yeah, it was alright. It was kind of cool that he was getting these cards because it's the theme, keeping that monster alive, but it was very lucky. Well, who's surprised? Now, through Sergey's own devices, after smashing all the field actually starts falling behind him, and Sergey falls, and he's about to fall to his death. But Jack's Scarlet Dragon actually flies down, grabs Sergey, and saves him, and says, I want a proper duel. I want to win by dueling, not you falling off the arena. Now, this pretty much breaks Sergey, but when Sergey misses the next action card, and decides to actually properly duel Jack, you should see how mad Roger gets. So Sergey wants to create a beautiful duel, and Jack agrees that he wants a clash of souls so he can create a great duel as well, and they both continue dueling. Jack managed to do an awesome combo where he gets his monster's attack right back up to 3000, and he actually manages to attack Sergey directly, and he wins the duel. So I thought that was really awesome. It's a really epic end as well because the attack sort of knocks Sergey off the side of the arena, and Jack's Scarlet Dragon starts flying down to go and catch him, and Sergey knocks the dragon out the way and says, this is how I want to end. I want to end beautifully, so let me do this. Goodbye, Jack, and falls. And I assumed he died, so he must be dead. But it's kind of sad how all like the commentators and all the people watching the duel, they just don't give a shit. They're kind of like, yeah, Jack won. They don't even care that he died. The only other thing I can mention about the episode is at the very end, Yuya gives this look to the screen he's been watching Jack duel on. This look kind of tells me that he's learnt something from watching this duel, which I'm not too sure what it's going to be. Maybe it's that you should always look for a glimmer of hope. That's one way of doing it. I think Yuya's trying to like learn all these different things from all these different people. He's basically a sponge, Yuya is, and he needs to learn how to be a better duelist from these people, or at least better sort of mental thoughts, whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. Roger going ballistic was my favourite part, I think. Other than that, I thought Jack duelled really well. It's a shame about Sergey. He was a great antagonist, probably one of my favourites of the new series. So yeah, I can't wait for the next episode. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like, favourite and subscribe. And thanks for watching.